Hey everybody, it is Julie Malillo. I'm a life coach here in Manhattan. My website is yourdreamslifecoach.com. If you're an individual and if you're an executive, go to nycexecutivecoach.com. So, quick tip for today is when you're struggling with a decision and it's something that you can't quite seem to make, and maybe you feel like either way there's some big drawback to either decision that you need to make, something to think about is looking for a third option. For some reason, with decisions, we tend to lock ourselves in and we see a lot of decisions very narrowly. So I either have to do this or that. And then we struggle a lot because there might be a lot of drawbacks to both of those decisions, which might mean that neither one of those decisions are the right one. So that's something to consider. Is there a third option for you? And maybe that's the right thing. Now, to do that, you have to really step outside of the way that you've been thinking. And sometimes we can go for years and years thinking, well, I either have to do this or I have to do that. I either have to do this or I have to do that. And it makes it really hard to get the perspective you need to step out of the situation and say, well, maybe you don't need to do any of those things and there's something else you can do that will meet all of your needs and make sense and be the best decision for you. When you get to a decision like that, you're going to feel a sense of resonance. It's going to feel really good to you. It's going to feel like a relief. So if you're feeling that way, those are some signs that you have hit on the right decision for you. If you're still feeling kind of frustrated or agitated or like, oh, I have to do this, but I don't want to, it's probably not the right decision for you. And that means it's time to keep looking. So now, why do we lock ourselves in to this way or that way? For one thing, we do this just because we don't have all the information that we need. Sometimes we need to do some additional research or additional brainstorming, or we need to get more in tune with our actual needs and wants. It could be any of these things that could be roadblocks to exploring those other options. It can also give us a sense of security and safety to lock ourselves in to the wrong options because it can limit the world and make us feel safe because we can say, well, I either have to go to grad school or I have to go for this promotion. I have to do one or the other. That's just all that's out there in the world. And it's not all that's out there in the world. It's not the only path or route for you. But thinking that that's all that there is can give you this feeling that the world is really simple and it makes sense and you just have to choose between two things you don't want to do, which, as awful as that is, I think you can see that gives you a sense of safety because it narrows things down. And sometimes when we expand things and we open things up, it can feel overwhelming. It can feel scary because then it's like, well, I could actually do anything. I could actually do lots of things that would make me happy. So that can mess with our ego a bit. Our ego can like things to be really the same day in, day out. Even if we don't like what we're doing, we know what to expect. So my main message here, if you're really struggling with a decision because you're choosing between two things and they both seem bad and they both seem like things you don't really want, look for that third option that would give you what you actually want. And there probably are additional options beyond the third if you keep looking. There's probably number 4, 5, 6, and so on. There's all kinds of things out there if you just look for it. So I hope that was interesting. Again, my name is Julie Malillo. I'm a life coach here in Manhattan. My website is yourdreamslifecoach.com. For individuals, fill out the contact form and I will send you my rates. And if you're an executive, nycexecutivecoach.com. So I hope you enjoyed watching this, everyone, and have a great day.